I'm here to review the new console that came out on the market called the NES Mini. It's a nice little console that would fit snugly in your backpack. It gives you 30 games. That's compact, ready to play and plug in anywhere on any TV. It's going to give you HDMI as an output, and then the input of the controller would be the Wii connection. So it's pretty nice. It's the same controller size of the original NES also. Okay, maybe we can tweak it a little bit. So what I was thinking is we can take some games that aren't really as popular and then change it to some that I think would be more popular, that would make it 100% of a game console. I think there's a little bit of things that could be improved on it, but then they could be also having the option of expandability. First of all, you have Ghosts and Goblins. The game is too difficult and mediocre gameplay, because it's just, really it's hard to beat the game with going through all the levels, and when you do beat the game, then you have to beat it again a second time, so it's not really even worth playing a second time because you've gone through all the hassle of being it the first time. Now, the reason why I put Castlevania 2 is that there's already a Castlevania 1 on the system right now, so why have two Castlevania games in one in the 30 game spectrum? Same goes for Donkey Kong. I mean, why do we need Donkey Kong Jr. on the system? Again, this is also a short game, kind of the same as Donkey Kong, so it becomes a little bit useless. Like, we should have longer games or something more affordable, like when it comes to gameplay. The next one I have would be Balloon Fight, and again, this is a short game out of the black box games. We also have the game Ice Climber, which again is a short game and it's mediocre. And finally, what I think is that Super C is second best. So the reason why I say that is that this is what we should be replacing for these games. So instead, there's not enough sports titles. So what I think is we should add ice hockey. Ice hockey is a great game, one of the best sports games on the NES, fun, challenging, two-player game. There's just not enough. I mean, there's just Techno Bowl and Punch-Out right now that's in the system. So why don't we add ice hockey? This is by far one of the best games I played as a child, Gunsmoke. It's a nice Western shooter. It plays well, you can beat the game, and it's long. So at least you get more merit out of that game. The next one is talking about Super C. This is the all-time best game right now, Contra, compared to Super C. So I think that should have been the game instead. Now, Konami, they've made great games, and I think one of the best ones they have right now in the NES library is TMNT 3, or the Manhattan Project. That game should have been added in to replace one of the black box games. Now, the only game I didn't see that was not gray. So you have Metroid, you have Kid Icarus. Okay, there are three gray games. Rad Racer. So put that in there because it's a great racing game. We don't have enough racing games. And finally, of course, everybody knows this game. This game became more popular when Game Boy was introduced, and it became one of the best-selling games on a mobile system. Tetris. Of course, you can't forget that game. So right there is your 6 games that we've taken off, and we've replaced it with these 6 popular games. So that would make the even 30 games, and then it would keep the game system intact. We just would have to take off 6 and add 6. Now, the only other thing that became popular with the NES was the light gun. And the light gun you can't use on a flat screen anymore. You have to use the old bulky TV. Now, what I'm thinking is that you plug in the light gun, and then the games will automatically appear when the light gun is plugged in. So you wouldn't see it otherwise. The games that I think should be on there would be Duck Hunt, of course, because it's Super Mario Duck Hunt. Then you have Wild Gunman. That game was pretty popular for an arcade, and those are black box games. So maybe they'd sell the gun for $10, and then it would give you the 2 games, and I think people would jump for that, because the gun alone is worth $10, so really you're just getting the games for free. And I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. So really tweaking the Mini would be a good idea, but then again, it's a great little console. Right now it's selling on eBay for like, $500, and it sold for $80, and I was able to get my hands on one in a lineup. I had to wait at 4:30 in the morning to get one. So this is something that I just felt that I needed in my collection. It gives you the the better options for HDMI. The quality is a lot better. You got to look at the different screens that you'll get, pixel mode, 4 and 3 mode. Then you have the CRT mode, which is great. It's nice little features that are just it gives that much more flavor to the Mini. And then you have the controller, so you can buy the second controller, and there is a way you can plug this adapter into the Wii, like the Wii controller, and then it makes it wireless. So automatically, does the bonus right there. You got your adapter right there. So there you go, folks. The new Mini came out, and it's a great console, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it for Christmas. So get your hands on one if you got the chance. All right, later.